Hello, guys. I wanted to share a story with you all, something that happened to me this weekend. It was on Sunday. So today is Thursday. It was on Sunday. And it was a great moment and for me, and it was kind of eye-opening for me. So we got back from our beach trip, and we had to return the car, and I went to Safeway to get stuff for dinner, and my wife and daughter went back to our apartment to FaceTime their family. So I was at Safeway getting some meat for dinner that night. Excuse me. And I was wearing my sunglasses. I didn't bring my regular glasses, and since I need glasses, I was just wearing the sunglasses inside. And I don't really like to wear sunglasses inside all the time sometimes, but anyway, for some reason, I brought it up to the butcher there. It's an elderly black man, and I was like, oh, hey, yeah, sorry I'm wearing sunglasses. This is what I told him. I said, sorry, I'm wearing sunglasses, but I need glasses to see. And then he proceeds to tell me, he's like, yeah, I have eye issues myself. I'm actually really nervous. I have a cataract surgery coming up on May 1st. And it's a pretty straightforward surgery, and he's telling me that he's kind of scared about it, that he can't get any, he wants to be away, but whatever it is, he has to go under or something like that, and he doesn't like the fact that they can't just numb it, and he's kind of nervous about it, and he's, I think, doing one day, one the other, but he just said his surgery was May 1st. Super nice guy, we were just going and chatting, and so I sat there in my own brain, and I was thinking, and said, well, maybe I'll say a prayer for him. And I knew I wanted to say a prayer for him, especially on May 1st, the day of his surgery. But I was like, well, let me tell them. Like, why do I feel afraid to bring that up to a stranger? Because I was kind of feeling, oh, maybe I shouldn't say something like that. I don't know, for whatever reason. So I brought it up. I said, hey, Ronald, I'm going to say a prayer for you on May 1st for your surgery. I pray it all goes well. And he was taken aback. He looks at me and he goes, you're that kind of guy? You're that type of person? And it threw me off for a second, or threw him off. And he says, people here, we're in Portland, he goes, they don't like that. He kind of mentioned a story that he told one of his coworkers that he prayed for him for something, and he said his coworker laughed at it, and he goes, that's stupid, right? But he was telling me that his wife had died after many years, after many years of marriage. And he said something that he was addicted to some substance for a while, but then he came back and found Jesus, and he goes to, I think he said some non-denominational church, I forget, but he prays every day, he tries to go to church every Sunday, and he was so happy. He was so happy that we connected there just by saying a quick little, hey, I'm going to pray for you. And one thing that it opened for me is we shouldn't be afraid to tell people that we're going to pray for them. For some reason, for the last maybe 5 years, 10 years, I've been more afraid, and maybe it's just around people who I'm around and stuff like that, but I'm more afraid to tell people that I'm going to pray for them. And I think part of it is, in my mind, I don't want to sound like, oh, you're just being, superficial. You tell everyone, oh, I'll pray for you, and it doesn't really follow through. And I'm more worried that someone else might not think it's genuine. And I think there's people out there who say it and don't really follow through on it. Don't make it genuine, but I do think that it was funny. I do think it's important. It's a good thing to do, and we should be more open about our faith. And I feel like in today's day and age, we're less likely. And it was funny the way Ronald brought it up. He says, we have our First Amendment. We have our the Bill of Rights, right? The freedom of speech. We have the freedom of speech. And why can't I tell people I'm going to pray for them? And it's funny. I think there's part of the community that you shouldn't tell people that you're praying for them. And I think because most people think it's stupid or pointless, doesn't do anything. But I think we're getting more afraid to do it because we'll be shot down a little or taken down because, well, oh, you're one of those people who pray. That's stupid. Why would you do that? But the way I see it is And I think a great way to explain to other people who maybe feel that way is that's one of the most arrogant things or mean things to tell someone who says, I'll pray for you, to whatever, even if you think about it just on any religious standpoint, any denomination, any religion, that an individual believes in a higher power, something that is bigger than them, their most important thing in their life, person or God in their life, and that person is, the individual is asking this God that means more, like for me, God is number one, more important than anything in my life, and asking that deity to help somebody. And when people get all like upset about it, it's like someone who's in a religious world, and I'm Catholic, I've said it before, that this is the highest thing, prayer, highest person or God I believe in that can help someone. And so I'm asking them to look out for Ronald here. And so it means something. And now I also believe there's works in faith, and what works is talking with the guy. And I'm not the doctor in surgery, and I don't know how much you can do and stuff like that. And you should also help people physically with yourself, but there's nothing wrong with praying, and those come together. And so anyway, so that's my 2 cents I thought I'd share with you all, something that touched me on Sunday and made me realize that I should be more open about my faith and not be afraid to tell people that I'm going to pray for them. So, anyway, that's it. Feel free to, or hopefully this helps you go to someone else and say, hey, something's happening in your life. I want to pray for you. So, anyway, this is Sean Gannon signing off.